Book summary by Teddy Bear's Storytime. Get the background, a detailed book summary, key themes, analysis, and a thoughtful conclusion. Don't just read it, experience it. Queen of Air and Darkness is the climactic finale of the Dark Artifices trilogy by Cassandra Clare. Following the catastrophic death of Livia Blackthorn, Emma and Julian navigate political upheaval by fairies and the dangerous cohort. They venture through Faerie and alternate worlds to confront forbidden magic, destiny, and fate's cost. Funeral and Fracture. The story opens at Clary and Jace's return to Idris for the funeral of Livia Blackthorn and Inquisitor Robert Lightwood. Their deaths provoke public outrage. Julian and Emma struggle with grief, privacy, and growing political threats from the fascistic cohort. The cohort takes over. Horace Dearborn seizes control of the Clave, restricting downworlder rights and emboldening Centurions. Julian pleads for peace but faces increasing hate. Emma suspects darker coercion and begins planning a counter-move. Parabatai bond shaken. Julian confesses to Magnus that his love for Emma is transforming their bond, risking the Parabatai curse. Magnus suppresses part of Julian's emotions to help, but they linger like a ticking time bomb. Forbidden mission. The Clave orders Emma and Julian to accompany Clary and Jace into Faerie to kill Annabelle Blackthorn and reclaim the Black Volume. Though drawn to the mission, they fear how it strains their illegal love. Into Faerie. At the Seelie court, they risk exposure. Though Annabelle isn't present, they encounter Arwen's plot and the Seelie Queen's machinations, throwing them into political intrigue blind to betrayal. Betrayal and rescue. Captured by Centurions in Faerie with Cristina and Adaean, the group is saved by Faerie allies Kieran and Mark. They regroup, dodging political and magical traps, only to be betrayed near the narrow place. Tutuli. Emma, Julian, and companions awaken in Tuli, an alternate dystopian future where the cohort rules, Clary is dead, and blight ravages magic. It's a brutal mirror of what could be, raising stakes beyond present day. Resistance and revelation. In Tuli, they join Livia's Watch, a rebellion exposing cohort lies and Horus' tyranny. They witness devastation firsthand, including dragons, mutated elementals, and roaming blight, strengthening their resolve. Kit finds power. Kit, discovering his first heir lineage, begins wielding power, defeating riders of Monon. Ty resurrects Livy, unsuccessfully, bringing her back as a ghost. The depth of loss and sacrifice weighs heavily. Showdown in future. Emma and Julian unleash the Parabatai curse, transforming into massive weapons against cohort and blight. They defeat Horace Dearborn but nearly destroy Alicante. Only love-denying discipline brings them back, Parabatai bond irrevocably altered. Return to Idris. With Kit, Ty, Drew, and Ghost Livy, they return to a shaken Idris. They bring evidence against cohort. Horus is arrested, though seeds of future conflict remain as downworlder rights shift. Family and rituals. Ty grapples with Livy's ghostly form. Kit chooses to live with Tessa and Jem in Devon. The Ghost Livy ritual continues with mysterious side effects implied by Magnus, foreshadowing deeper magic. Restoration and loss. A new council forms, but Tuli's history looms. Emma and Julian accept their love, though permanently severed as Parabatai. They must navigate this loss of power while honoring the bond they still share. New leadership and hope. Kieran crowned Unseelie King. Alec and Magnus marry in a hopeful ceremony. The cohort expelled, Shadowhunters and Downworlders begin alliances anew. Diana and Gwyn's relationship is affirmed. Cliffhanger and continuity. Seelie Queen visits Tuli Jace, hinting at unclosed threads. Ty and Drew follow Magnus to understand Livy. Kit commits to family and magical legacy. Emma and Julian, though new in love's shape, stand ready for future challenges. Themes. Explores political authoritarianism versus resistance, love's transformative power, cost of resurrection, identity amid trauma, and found family bonds. The Parabatai curse becomes metaphor for consequences. Through dystopian futures and fairy pacts, the narrative interrogates power's abuse and the necessity of unity across species and beliefs. Analysis. Political allegory. Cohort mirrors real-world authoritarianism. Moral complexity. Resurrection and dystopia show price of forbidden power. Character arcs. Emma, Julian accept new bond and sacrifice. World-building expansion. Thule projector reflects future stakes. Emotional resonance. Family, loss, and love endure through conflict. Conclusion. Queen of Air and Darkness concludes the Dark Artifices trilogy with sweeping political intrigue, dystopian warnings, and heart-wrenching emotional reckoning. As Emma and Julian traverse Faerie, alternate timelines, and oppressive regimes, their forbidden love and Parabatai bond face irrevocable transformation. The cohort's downfall, the rise of new leadership, and Kit's emergence as first heir mark political shifts. The Parabatai curse is unleashed then controlled, reshaping relationships. While many battles are won, key characters face new destinies: Ty and Ghostlevi, Kit's lineage, and Emma, Julian's acceptance of love outside conventional magic. The story concludes on hope, upheaval, and the promise of future challenges. The end. What did you think about this book? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this summary, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Teddy Bear's Storytime, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our next magical adventure. More amazing book summaries are coming your way, so stay tuned and keep the love for stories alive. See you in the next one.